So we were discussing about Fourier series, and in Fourier series, what we discussed about is representing a periodic signal. So here is ft, which is basically periodic with let's say t naught. Then it can be represented in terms of Fourier series like this: that a naught plus summation uh, a n cos n omega naught and plus bn sine n omega naught. Sorry, there is t here as well. Just that n omega naught times t here as well t here. Okay, and here n is going to start from 1 all the way up to infinity. To n is basically a natural number, and we realize that a naught is nothing but a dot product of ft with constant 1 divided by dot product of 1 with 1 only, and this turned out to be 1 by t naught, uh, integration over a period of t naught. So let me just write this t naught only, f of t times f of t dt. Okay, so a naught is this quantity, and what can, since this ft is a periodic signal with period t naught, isn't it? So whatever average that you are determining over one period, that is going to be the average of the signal, isn't it? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So this is the average value over one period. Is that clear? So A naught is nothing, but we can regard it. Sorry, let me take some different color. It's average of f of t over one period. And we will be determining it like that only, because most of the signal that you will see, that will be asked, you will be asked to find out Fourier series of those signals. Uh, you don't really have to, do integration to find out average, isn't it? Because if you remember that in the earlier lecture, I talked about how can you find the average value of, area under curve of some fundamental pulses, including triangular, then rectangular, then sine half period, right? Like that. So we will, if you use that, you can quickly find this value out. Okay, so this is A naught. And after that, we realize that this an uh, is nothing but dot product of what? ft with cos n omega naught t, and this is divided by cos n omega naught t dot product with cos n omega t, right? And this actually n turns out to be, in our case, not 1 but 2 by t naught, right? So this turned out to be 2 by t naught, and then after that, at integration over a period of t naught, f of t cos n omega naught t. So one can regard this an as 2 times average of ft cos n omega naught t, isn't it? So as you can see that आपका ये क्या था? This is average of ft over one period, and what is this an? An is 2 times average of ft into cos n omega naught t. Okay, so you can, I mean, you have to kind of devise some mnemonics to actually remember these formulas, and for that is the nice way of writing it in different way you can think of. Okay, so for example, dot product, second is by the formula itself, third is by writing it like this. And when you have correlation across all these representations, you are never going to forget these formulas. So that's one quick way of doing this. Okay, and after that we had this bn, and bn is what? Bn is equal to, so this turned out to be equal to uh, ft dot product of ft with sine n omega naught t, right, divided by dot product of sine n omega naught t with itself, so sine n omega naught t. Okay, and so what bn turns out to be is 2 by t naught integration over a period of t naught. So when I'm writing it t naught, it means that it is integration over a period of t naught. So it can be 0 to t naught, it can be minus or to 0, it can be minus t naught to t naught, sorry, minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2, or something like that. Whatever convenience range that you find based on your choice, you can do that. Okay, and this is f of t sine n omega naught t dt, right? So in this way, one can think of this bn as average of 2 times, again, so we can think of it 2 times average of ft times sine n omega naught. Okay, so this is all these values are. Let me write that all down in one go. So an, and then sorry, a naught, and then we will have an, and then we have bn. Okay, um, and I will be writing just the formulas here. 1 by t naught ft, sorry ft dt only, and this turns out to be 2 by t naught integration over the period of t naught ft cos n omega naught t dt, and then after that you have 2 by t naught ft sine n omega naught t dt. Okay, and this is all over integration over a period of t naught. So these are all the formulas that we have, and let's start solving some problem, and then after that we will see how to do this pretty quickly. Okay, so let me start with a very simple problem. So the very first example that I'm going to take is, of course, going to be our rectangular kind of pulse, but there are lots of rectangular pulse. So this one is like this, that it is like 1. Okay, so between, let's say, -1 to 1, it is 1, and then after that it is from 1 to 3, it is again let's say 0, and then 3 to 5, it is again equal to 1, and then दो और मतलब 7 to 9 it's 1, something like that. And here from -1 के बाद कहाँ से आएगा ये? This will be from -3 to -5, and so on and so forth. And let me give you its value, amplitude. It is equal to, let's say, let me give a value of क्या दे? 1 ही देते. So its amplitude is equal to 1. So is this function clear to everyone? Function सबको clear है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can you give me now the value of its Fourier series representation of this one?
Yes, sir.
So please try to solve that, and then we will discuss it together. Okay. ओके, हुआ सॉल्व ये प्रॉब्लम आप लोगों से? Okay. Okay, so let me just try to solve this. So what is going to be the value of A naught? A naught is what?
1 upon T naught integration f of t dt.
Integration over a period of T naught, right? And ft dt. So this is called average value of one period, right? ft का एक फंडामेंटल पीरियड में जो एवरेज है वो, तो एवरेज क्या होगा? कैन वी डिटरमाइन दैट ऑन विदाउट इवन डूइंग इंटीग्रेशन और समथिंग लाइक दैट?
Sir, half.
So before we proceed anything with this, the first thing that you will have to do while calculating the Fourier series is find out T naught and omega naught. So what is T naught here? Fundamental period कितना है FT का?
So 4.
4. And what's going to be omega naught? 2 pi by T naught, isn't it? So 2 pi by 4, right? मतलब कितना हो जाएगा? Pi by 2.
Yes, sir.
So we got this, and now we have to determine this A naught. So A naught is what? Area over one fundamental period. So 4 हमें देखना है, right? So I can take from -2 to 2, or I can take from -1 to 3, isn't it? So let me take from -1 to 3 only. Okay? मैं -1 से 3 का लेता हूँ. तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक एरिया कितना है? Can you tell me? It's in two parts. This part and this part is anyway equal to 0, isn't it? तो इस पार्ट का एरिया कितना होगा बता सकते हैं मुझे? रेक्टेंगल का एरिया कितना होता है?
So 2.
So this is 1 times 2 and plus 0, right? And this is divided by fundamental period. And what is the fundamental period? 4. So this is going to be 2 divided by 4, that is equal to half. तो A naught की वैल्यू समझ में आ गई सबको? कैसे निकालते हैं? This is just the average value. Okay, so for that you will have to find out area of one fundamental period, and then you have to divide that quantity by the fundamental period itself, right? Now you can do the same thing by the integration itself, and you will see that it's the same thing. So let me just do that. So we came to know that this is 1 by 4, right? Isn't it? T naught is 1 by 4, and we have to integrate over a period of T naught. So let's say that I have decided from -1 to 3. So -1 to 3 किया. तो -1 to 3 में सिग्नल के दो पीसेज हैं, राइट? एक पीस का फंक्शनल फॉर्म अलग है, दूसरे का अलग है. So I will break that. So -1 to 1 हो जाएगा ये, isn't it? First part. and -1 to मैं 3 ले रहा हूँ, या -2 से 2 भी ले सकते हैं आप, that is also valid. But -1 to 3 लेता हूँ मैं. तो -1 to 3 you have to do ft dt, right? And that is going to be equal to 1 by 4, and this integration have to be break, right? So it will be, sorry, कहाँ से कहाँ तक होगा ये? -1 से
1 तक.
आगे कहाँ तक जाएगा? 1 तक, राइट?
Yes, sir.
और यहाँ तक वैल्यू क्या है? 1 dt, and then after that 1 to 3 it is 0 dt. Now why I took from 1 to -1 to 3 and not from -1 to -2 to 2? कोई बता सकता है रीजन? You will be getting the same thing anyway. So it is 1 by 4, and this quantity, first quantity is going to be 2, and second quantity is going to be 0. So it's again 2 by 4, that is equal to 1 by 2. So answer will be same even if you do from -2 to 2, or you can take from -3 to 1, you will still get the same value. Even if you get from -4 to 0, or 0 to 4. You can take any range, and a naught, value of a naught, an and bn is not going to change. It is independent from where your starting point is and where your finishing point is. The only thing that it depends on that this value, this integration period must be equal to the t naught. I hope that it is clear to you. लेकिन अभी मैं जो पूछना चाह रहा था क्वेश्चन वो ये है कि मैंने क्यों -1 से 3 लिया और क्यों नहीं यहाँ पे मैंने -2 से 2 लिया. These are the subtle things that you have to know in order to save time further down the line. Okay,
Sir,
दो
सर उधर पीरियड 4 है और ईयर इस डायग्राम में फंक्शन -1 to 3 तक है. और अगर हमने -2 से 2 तक लिया तब भी वो सेम आ सकता सर.
नहीं आएगा, लेकिन अगर हम -2 से अगर 2 तक ले, लेट मी चेंज द कलर,
ज्यादा स्प्लिटेड इंटीग्रेशन करना पड़ेगा.
यस, तो हमारा इंटीग्रेशन एक बार यहाँ से -2 से -1 तक स्प्लिट होगा, फिर 1 to 1 स्प्लिट होगा, राइट, और फिर 1 to 3 स्प्लिट होगा. नाउ दिस वाज अ सिंपल फंक्शन, एवरेज निकाल रहे थे, लेकिन अगर हम ft cos ओमेगा t का एवरेज निकालते तो दिक्कत हो जाती, राइट, है ना? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So for that reason, I took this. I mean, it's not that difficult. Anyway, whatever you do, it's just a subtle difference and it doesn't really take even that much time. But I just wanted to put it out there, okay? That you have to kind of think about it and then do it, okay? So this is it. I don't know where there is any tool for copying this figure. So I will be drawing here in the next page only like एक fundamental period ही draw करता हूँ, okay? So I'm going to draw only half one fundamental period of this. This is -1 to 1, and then 1 to 3 it is 0, and -1 to -3 it is 0, right? So -3 है ये, let's say ये 3 है, 3 से इधर जा रहा है dot dot dot, -3 से इधर जा रहा है. I'm drawing only one fundamental period, right? And I have to determine an. Okay, so what is an? An is basically 2 by t naught integration over a period of t naught ft cos n omega naught t, which omega naught we have already determined dt. What is omega naught? T naught is 4, so omega naught is pi by 2, right? So this will कहाँ चला गया? Okay, so this will be equal to how much? 2 by t naught यानी 2 by 4 यानी 1 by 2 हो जाएगा ये. Integration over a period of t naught, let's say take -1 to 3, okay, our ft, and what this is going to be cos n, and then we will have pi by 2, and what we will be having t and dt. यही मिला हमें. And this again from -1 to 3 ये सिग्नल का वैल्यू है -1 to 1, 1 to 3 तो ये 0 ही है, तो 0 इंटीग्रेट करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है. सो आई कैन राइट दिस हाफ -1 to 1, but we will be having cos n pi by 2 t dt. Okay, now you see that you are integrating between symmetric limits, right? आप symmetric limit के बीच में integrate कर रहे हैं ना, and this function is even or odd? cos t जो है या cos a t या cos n omega naught t n pi by 2 t, whether this is a even function or odd function? cos even होता है या odd होता है? इवन फंक्शन होता है.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
as let me just inculcate these qualities from the beginning only. Never complete the integration in raw form. Always look for, can you use some property? Can you use some property? Okay, this is something that you should always be look out for while doing the integration or even differentiation, okay, because that is going to save you much time, okay, further down the line, and your integration is going to be very clear क्लीन एंड क्लियर होगा अगर आप करेंगे। तो दिस इज इवन फंक्शन। इवन फंक्शन को अगर हम सिमेट्रिक लिमिट के में लिखते हैं, सो आई कैन राइट द सेम थिंग। लेट मी go to the next page here. Okay, I mean, this is the problem with this tablet, that I don't really have that much space. So I hope that it's not then that big of a problem. So this is going to be, let me change the color to half. Let's change this color again into 2 times integration between 0 to 1 cos n pi by 2 t dt, right? -1 to 1 था, तो उसको मैं लिख सकता हूँ 2 times 0 to 1, isn't it? So that will give me what? उसकी वजह से क्या होगा, ये 2 कैंसिल हो जाएंगे, right? And what I will be having is integration of 0 to 1. तो cos का इंटीग्रेशन क्या होता है? साइन, राइट? माइनस ऑफ साइन होता है, राइट? तो माइनस ऑफ साइन n पाई बाई 2 t, और डिवाइड किससे होगा जी? n पाई बाई 2 से, राइट? यही होगा ना? एंड वी विल बी पुटिंग द वैल्यू व्हाट? 0 and 1, right? This is what we will be putting. Is that clear? So I can take from here minus 1 upon n pi by 2 कॉमन,
इंटीग्रेशन
और यहाँ पे अगर, सॉरी,
इंटीग्रेशन कॉस का पॉजिटिव रहता है ना, पॉजिटिव साइन।
सॉरी, कॉस का पॉजिटिव रहता है, साइन का निगेटिव होता है, सॉरी। थैंक यू फॉर रिमाइंडिंग मी, लेट मी पुट दिस इन प्लस हियर। ओके, सो दिस इज प्लस ओनली। ओके, सो दिस इज आल्सो गोइंग टू बी प्लस, राइट? अभी बताओ मुझे cos 1 की वैल्यू क्या होगी? अगर 1 पुट करेंगे तो हमें कितना मिलेगा? बट आई विल बी गेटिंग साइन n पाई बाई 2 मिलेगा, और 0 पुट किया तो क्या मिलेगा हमें? 0, right? Is this clear? So what we got is 2 upon n pi, और यहां से क्या मिला हमें? साइन n pi by 2, यही मिला ना जी?
यस सर।
What is sin n pi by 2? Sin n pi by 2 क्या होगा? 1 हमेशा हर वैल्यू ऑफ n के लिए। जनरल सॉल्यूशन क्या होगा? अगर n ऑड है,
ऑड वैल्यू इज 1 सर, एंड इवन वैल्यू 0।
इवन वैल्यू,
For odd values of n, answer will be 1, and for even values of n, answer will be 0.
for odd value of 1 it will be 1, or for even value of it will be 0, isn't it?
Yes.
तो हम उसको किस तरह से लिख सकते हैं? आपको आगे जाके पता चलेगा कि हम लोग ऐसा क्यों लिख रहे हैं, बिकॉज ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चन में आपको मैच करना होता है। तो इवन वैल्यू में 1, so let me write this 2 by n pi, and इवन वैल्यू, ऑड वैल्यू में क्या हो रहा है? ये 1, और इवन वैल्यू में क्या हो रहा है? so you can think of it like this, 1, ठीक है, 1 to the power n, okay, minus 1 to the power n. Can we think of it like this? When n will be odd, what will happen? You will have, and this divided by 2. आपको 1 ही मिलना चाहिए, right? Are you getting my point? So let me do it here. यहाँ से मैं कॉपी करता हूँ और फिर आपको समझाने के लिए करता हूँ। So we will have 2 by n pi, and we will have sine of n pi by 2, and n pi by 2 is basically equal to 1 when n is even and 0 when n is odd. तो हमें एक ऐसा फंक्शन तलाश करना पड़ेगा जो 1 हो जब n इज इक्वल टू इवन हो, और ऑड पे क्या हो? ऑड पे 1 हो और इवन पे 0 हो। तो ऐसा एक फंक्शन है आपके पास 2 by n pi. लेट मी राइट दिस, आई कैन राइट इट लाइक दिस, 1 और to the power n, and then let me write this minus 1 to the power n, and this whole thing divided by 2. you can see that when n is even, this will be 0, and when n is odd, this will be 1. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? So ये 2 होगा, 2 divided by 2, that is equal to 1. So you can write it like this, because in objective question आपको जो भी मिलेगा, जिस फॉर्म में मिलेगा उस फॉर्म में प्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा. तो साइन को आप हमेशा, you can always represent it like this. Okay, and I hope that this is clear to you. So this will be 1 to the power n minus 1 to the power n. और ये -1 को कई बार लोग अंदर ले जाते हैं और प्लस लिख देते हैं, प्लस n to the power 1 लिख देते हैं, n plus 1 लिख देते हैं. So you can represent it in different form. Okay,
So,
I hope that this is, हाँ बोलिए.
so can we convert it into sinc function?
Yes, you can convert it into the sinc function as well. Okay,
Yes.
लेकिन discrete sinc में convert करना पड़ेगा, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting my point? So you can convert that into sinc function as well. Okay, n pi by 2 sin n pi by 2 divided by n pi by 2. तो ये क्या हो जाएगा?
Sinc n by 2.
sinc n by 2, right? तो आप उसको उसमें भी कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. हर तरह से कन्वर्ट करना आना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऑब्जेक्टिव में जिस तरह के फंक्शन दे दिए होंगे आपको उसी तरह से मैच करना पड़ेगा. इज दैट क्लियर? एंड लेटर ऑन यू विल सी दैट यू विल नेवर बी, आई मीन फाइनली जब आप एग्जाम में सोल्व करेंगे तो once we will cover Fourier transform, you will see that most of the time we are computing these Fourier series coefficients using Fourier transform method only. Okay, so you don't worry about these things, but for now we will just kind of doing, computation ही हम लोग केवल कर रहे हैं. So let me take the next value. अभी next करने दीजिए. अब हमारा क्या है? Bn, right? And what is Bn? This is 2 by T naught. Integration over a period of T naught. Ft sin n omega naught T dt. And I can write this 2 by 4. And then this will be integration between 1 to 1 minus 1 to 1, right? बाकी सब 0 होंगे, उसके बीच में ये 1 है, और sin n omega naught t. तो omega naught is equal to pi by 2, right? है ना? So let me write this pi by 2 t dt. Now tell me whether this is even function or odd function.
Odd function.
Odd function को symmetric limit में अगर हम लोग करें तो क्या मिलता है हमें?
0.
0. So this must be 2 by 4 times 0, that is equal to 0. Is this clear? Okay, है ना? आपको कैलकुलेशन करने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी. हमको मालूम है ऑड सिमेट्रिक लिमिट में क्या होता है? 0 होता है ना? Right?
Yes, sir.
So this is how using these property you can actually save your time. And right now the next topic that we are going to cover is property of Fourier series. So initially we are solving some problem and we are looking at properties. Okay, different properties that is being satisfied by Fourier series, and we are basically discussing here at this point about sine and cosine only series, but later on we will discuss about compact trigonometric Fourier series and compact and exponential series, and then we will discuss it completely. And now I will tell you how to do this quickly. Okay, so there are certain things, because in objective question you will see that your Fourier series coefficient has to satisfy certain property, and if that is not satisfied by, let's say, 3 options, then you will आप चौथे ऑप्शन को क्लिक करेंगे, है ना? तो दिस इज लाइक दैट. Fourier series में आपको सोल्व करना पड़ा तो बहुत टाइम लगता है. So we want to know the method using which we can, without solving, look at the question and we will be 2 ऑप्शन तो कम से कम हटा सके, ऐसा हो जाए. ओके, एंड थर्ड ऑप्शन आप देखेंगे बहुत तरीका है जिससे बहुत आसानी से हो जाता है. So let's take the properties of the Fourier series. So the very first thing that we want to look at, because there must be certain, most of the periodic signal that you will see in your life, okay, especially in electrical engineering, okay, are kind of symmetric. There is a very good reason that about 80% of the signal that they will ask you will have some sort of symmetry there, okay. So it's very important to understand what will be the effect of symmetry. So very first symmetry is, if Ft is, so we are looking for symmetry, then we are looking for Ft when Ft is even. हम क्या देख रहे हैं, जब Ft even है, so what will be the value of A0, what will be the value of An, and what will be the value of Bn? This is what we want to know. So what will be the value of An, A0? Can anybody tell me? This is anyway A by 1 by T0, and I can write this integration over the C period of T0. इसको मैं लिख सकता हूँ T0 by 2 minus T0 by 2 to plus T0 by 2, because we are looking for this event symmetry and off symmetry, and in this symmetry we have to kind of look for both side में देखना पड़ता है, तो इसलिए मैं 0 to T0 की जगह minus T0 by 2 T0 देख रहा हूँ, Ft dt, right? So what this is going to be, can you tell me? So you can see that this will be 2 times, Ft is even, so 2 times 0 to T0, isn't it? So इसको 2 by T0 लिख सकते हैं आप, and after that we will be writing it 0 to T0 by 2 Ft dt. Though we don't do it, we compute this A0 by this formula only, okay? So though I'm writing it for the sake of completion, in practice what we will be doing is, we will be using this part of the formula only. Okay, हम लोग ये यूज कम करेंगे, though it can be used, but कितना फॉर्मूला आदमी याद रखेगा? So we remember this formula only, okay, and while doing integration maybe we will remember to follow that Ft is even, and I have to write it 2 times, okay, while doing integration. If it is a complex, if it is simple pulse, then you should know what is that average value, okay. आपको एरिया अंडर कब मालूम होना चाहिए, रेक्टेंगल का कितना है, ट्रायंगल का कितना है ना, साइन का कितना है एक एरिया, वो मैंने आप लोग को शुरू में ही बताया था, और बीच बीच में मैं रिमाइंड भी करते रहूंगा, so that you can do that quickly, okay. So this is A0. Now what is An is going to be? We have 2 by T0, and what you are doing, minus T0 by 2 to T0 by 2 Ft cos n omega naught t dt. So can you see that? अभी ये बताइए Ft cos n omega naught t, यहाँ से यहाँ तक, whether this is even or odd. Ft even है और cos n omega naught t क्या है?
even.
तो even times even क्या होता है?
even.
इवन सिग्नल रहता है, यानी Ft cos omega naught t भी इवन होगा. So can I write this equal to 4 by T0 integration from 0 to T0 by 2 Ft cos n omega naught t dt. In theory, we will be following this first part only, and we will remember to do it 2 times. Okay? इंटीग्रेशन करते वक्त हमें ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि इवन है तो हम 2 टाइम्स करते हैं. इज दैट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now what will be your Bn? Bn की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 0. Because Ft will be even, sin n omega naught t will be odd. तो इवन और ऑड मिला के ऑड हुआ, और ऑड को सिमेट्रिक लिमिट में इंटीग्रेशन करने पे आपको 0 मिलेगा. Okay, so we will be following the formulas that we have discussed in the very first page here. यही formulas हम use करेंगे हमेशा. Okay, but we will remember while doing the integration we have to check for symmetry. That is the good idea. Okay, so for even symmetry we already know. Let's talk about odd symmetry. If Ft is odd, what will happen in that case? What will be the value of a naught?
0.
So it is 1 by t naught integration between t naught by 2 to t naught by 2, and you have ft which is odd dt. So this will be automatically equal to 0, right? What is going to be your an?
0.
You have 1 by t naught, sorry 2 by t naught, ये minus t naught by 2 है, minus t naught by 2, 2 t naught by 2, and ft के बाद क्या है आपका cos n omega naught t dt. So you see that this is odd and this is even. तो odd even को multiply करके odd है, odd symmetric limit में 0 होता है, right? And similarly bn will be equal to what? Let me directly write this. This will become 4 by t naught integration between 0 to half period में integrate करना है ft sin n omega naught t. In theory, we will be following that 2 by t naught minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2 ft sin n omega naught t, and we will see that this will turn out to be a even function, and in that case we will be doing this. Okay, is this clear to everyone? Okay, so let's take a odd signal. Okay, so let's take a signal that is odd. So it is 1 and then it is minus 1, then again it's like minus 1 and then it's again 1. Okay, मुझे फिर से ड्रॉ करने दो. The signal is like this, that for half period it is 1 and for the next half it is minus 1. Okay. And let me give you these values. Let's say this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, so on and so forth. This value here is 1, this value here is minus 1, and again 1 हो रहा है और यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है minus 1 हो रहा है. ठीक है, this is again minus 1, this is 1, this is minus 1, this is 1. So I hope that this signal is clear to all of you, right? Now give me the value of a naught, an, and bn.
Sir, A naught will be 0.
Yes,
A naught equal to 0.
yes, and
An
also
also 0.
be 0. You will have only value of bn. So calculate the value of bn. Bn. I will just be away for a minute or so, and I will come back. Okay. Okay, solve y. Hello? What is the value of bn that you got here? Hello? आप लोग का निकला?
So 2 upon n pi into bracket cos n pi minus 1.
At cos n pi minus 1. Let's compute this. So, we all are agreed that a naught and an is going to be 0. सबका इतना ही आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
So what will be bn? Bn will be 2 by, what is the t naught here? T naught is, so compute t naught. T naught is equal to what? 2. What is going to be omega naught?
Pi.
2 pi t naught, right? So 2 pi divided by 2, that is equal to pi, right? And this bn will be now equal to 2 by 2. Integration between, let's say, minus 1 to 1 ft sine n omega naught t sine n omega naught t and dt, right? This is what we will be having, right? So let me just do one. Basically ft sine n omega naught. So n omega naught is equal to pi, right? So let me just write this pi only. Okay, let me just write this pi only. N pi t. So ft is minus 1 between minus 1 to 0. So minus 1 to 0, what we will be integrating? Sine of n pi t, isn't it? dt. And यहाँ से 0 to 1 क्या करेंगे हम लोग? Sine of 1, it is 1, right? So then sine n pi t dt. Now next thing that we are going to do is this. Maybe you
Sir, you are not audible.
minus. I'm not audible. Am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible now.
Okay, okay. So just tell me what this is going to be equal to. It's going to be cos n pi की वैल्यू क्या होती है? जब n ऑड हो तो क्या होता है? -1, राइट? और n इवन हो तो क्या होता है? +1, isn't it? So what this is?
-1 raised to n.
To the power n only, isn't it? Okay, and again we have after this, so let me just do this. And second part we have again under the square bracket, we will put -1 here, so minus of -1 to the power n, right? And then we will have minus minus plus, and cos of 0 is equal to 1, isn't it? So we got 2 times this value, isn't it? So what we will be having 2 by n pi, and here you have 1 minus 1 to the power क्या आ रहा है n, यही आ रहा है ना,
Yes, sir.
यही आंसर आया आप लोगों का.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oftentimes, what happens that in GATE or in any competitive examination, they will give you a symmetric problem only. मतलब question, the function will be symmetric, but that symmetry will be hidden. And let me tell you how that is going to happen. So we have already seen this function. ये function हमने already देखा, right? क्या है ये हमारा ft, right? ft क्या था? 1 था, यहाँ पे -1 था, फिर ये again -1 हुआ, इस तरह से था, right?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे ही मिला, right? Now let me add here some quantity. Let me add here 1. इसमें constant 1 add कर देंगे तो what our signal is going to be? We will have this signal which is 2 between 0 to 1, and after that it is from 1 to 2 it is 0. Then after that again it's what is it? It's 2. उसके बाद क्या है ये 0, और उसके बाद क्या है? So let's say this function is gt, and gt is basically 1 plus ft. So you can see that in this function, is this function even or is this function odd? Or it's neither even nor odd. कोई बता सकता है मुझे ये फंक्शन इवन है, ऑड है, या नाइदर इवन नॉर ऑड है?
Sir, odd.
ऑड कहाँ है? आप इसको पलटोगे तो ये माइनस हो रहा है, नहीं?
हाँ, sir.
Neither even nor odd.
It's neither even nor odd, but you will see that there is hidden symmetry here. And what I mean by hidden symmetry, that if you calculate the value of a naught and subtract a naught from gt, then it's going to be either even or either odd. Most of the time this is the case. They will not give you a directly symmetrical problem. The only thing is that the symmetry there is hidden by a constant, and that constant generally turns out to be equal to a naught. That generally it's always equal to a naught, or maybe some other values as well, but if you subtract a naught, it's going to be symmetrical. And then you can find out other values very easily. Okay? Is that clear? So for example, I know that this function is, अगर इस फंक्शन gt में से मैं 1 सब्ट्रैक्ट करूं तो हमें ft मिल जाएगा, राइट? Isn't it? And ft is odd. और odd है इसका मतलब क्या होगा? इसका an 0 होगा और a naught 0 होगा. But ft और gt में क्या डिफरेंस होगा? What is the difference between ft and gt? That this one, this constant. तो इसके फूरियर सीरीज में भी यही डिफरेंस होगा. Its an is going to be equal to that. Its dn is going to be equal to that. What will be different? Difference will be constant, and constant is generally mapped as a naught. So only a naught का difference होगा ft और gt, and we can do this.
Sir, you are not audible. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. You are not audible.
What will A naught की value कितनी? A naught is hello. Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
sir. Now you are audible.
Okay, maybe there is some problem with mic or my network. I don't know. So this is the last problem. Let me give you this as homework. Okay, find out Fourier series of this, and in the next class, remind me to discuss this. I have to an important point to make about hidden symmetry. And once you understand what is hidden symmetry and how to deal with that, you will see that there are only 5 to 6 functions out there. Okay, and they are kind of modified to give you different problem in GATE. So all you have to work on those 6 problems. And most of the students that are preparing seriously for GATE, they generally remember those functions and they remember their Fourier series and everything. Okay, because they know that they will have to somewhere use this, but you don't really have to remember. That's kind of a waste of time. Okay, I mean, if you have 2 3 years for preparing, then you should do that. But otherwise, if you have like 6 months or 1 year, it should not waste that time. But you will see that there are only, you should remember tapes and all that. Okay, so this is going to be a homework. Please solve this problem. इसको आप solve कीजिए, and in the next lecture we will discuss this. And if I didn't start with this, kindly remind me to start with this video. So let me tell you, A naught is going to be equal to 1. A
Sir, you are not audible again.
Thank you, sir.